Well, the NFL says no mas, no more. This is it. No more teasing opponents by spinning the ball. Not a new rule, but the NFL says it will aggressively enforce this rule in others, such as, take a look, sack dances, no more. Home run swing, incredible Hulk. Maybe that's also like the Cam Newton Superman thing. He can't do that anymore. Pointing the ball, but basically taunting people is done. No more. So, Captain No Fun in the NFL. Stephen A., I'll ask you about this. What do you make of all of these enforcements of these rules?
Well, I'm a bit conflicted. Number one, I love some of the celebrations. I remember the days of Billy White Shoes Johnson and what he used to do, Skip, back in your day when you were out there in the locker rooms covering those games. I remember primetime Deion Sanders. Yeah. Billy White Shoes Johnson. Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. I remember primetime Deion Sanders and how spectacular he was. My favorite today. I watch half the time I'm watching Giants games. I'm praying for Victor Cruz to catch a touchdown, just because I want to see him do the salsa. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. I love it. But I will acknowledge. I mean, when I sit there and I look at the NFL and they crack down on stuff like that, I'm like, just stop it. Just too controlling. It gets on my nerves. It's nauseating. But then I look and I see other things. You got some rules here. You talk about the home run swing, the sack dance, spiking the ball, throwing or shoving the ball, pointing the ball every first down. It's gotten excessive. I don't have a problem. Me personally, it wouldn't bother me, Skip, if the league let everything go when you scored a touchdown, but crack down on everything else. Like, I can't stand seeing a guy celebrating after he gets a first down.
Yeah.
I can't stand seeing a dude celebrate after he catches a pass. What about the next one you're going to drop? Or what about the fact that even though you caught that pass, the very next 3 plays, it's 3 and out and you're punting it? What about that? So it seems to me, celebrate when you have a justifiable reason to celebrate. A touchdown is a justifiable reason to celebrate. You don't need to get in anybody's face and antagonize them like that. But whether it's a dance or, or something like that, doesn't bother me if it's for a touchdown. If it's for anything else, that's when I have a problem with it.
I think I'm hearing Stephen A. Smith seeing a little light here. Dare I say growing up, maturing here? I think you're sort of mellowing about this. I think there was a day when you would have said, this is an outrage. What are they doing? They're taking all the fun out of football. It's the no fun league. Am I right about that?
Well, I don't believe I have changed. I believe some of the players have changed because they've gotten too excessive. They put on their helmets, Skip, and when they put on their helmets, obviously they're disguised to some degree. And I think that unlike other sports where you're getting notoriety, they look at these NBA players and what have you, and the branding that they've successfully done, the money they've been able to generate for themselves off the court. And I think that's the envy of a lot of NFL players. So if you can figure out a way to bring attention for yourself, for any exploits you display on a playing field, you think that's going to benefit you, and they go out of their way to do it, and it's just become too obvious to ignore any longer. They celebrate if they run for 3 yards. It don't make any sense.
Okay. I will admit to you here on national TV, I love White Shoes Johnson's chicken dance. I'll go way back to, what was it, about 89, the Icky Shuffle. I loved it. I can go on and on through all the way up to the salsa dance. It does entertain me.
The Icky Shuffle was always boring to me.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Whatever. I'm just saying, it was different. It was a big guy doing a big bear dance, kind of hopping back and forth. It was silly, but it was fun for a while. And it helped sort of galvanize that team and help get it to a Super Bowl that they lost to John Taylor. Now, I love my football. And Stephen A., the problem with all of these celebrations that are being cracked down upon are they fall into the realm, as Kerry noted, of taunting, of gloating, of rubbing it in. I don't dig it. I don't need it. I want to see great players make great plays on great players. And then if they want to go to their bench, which is the NFL's version of this, what they will allow, you can go to your bench. You can do your dance. You can do your, just get out of the way. Don't rub it in on the beaten DB in the end zone or the guy you ran over at the 5. You don't need to spin that ball at him and say, take that. I don't like to see it. I don't need it. Let me gloat. Let me taunt on Twitter. Let me taunt here you on Monday morning, playing Monday morning quarterback. I just don't want to see it because it's Pandora's box, Stephen A. Once you throw open the box, then everybody's going to come up with more and more creative ways to taunt, to rub it in. And it becomes an eyesore to me. It distracts me from the football that I love. And did I love seeing the Dallas Cowboys play the Dolphins? Did you see the ratings on that game the other night? America loves this game. There's nothing wrong with this game. It doesn't need to be more exciting, more entertaining. Did you see that number, Stephen A., that the rating that it did on Sunday night? Cowboys, Dolphins in the first of 5 exhibitions that those teams are going to play?
10 million people watched.
Wow.
So what?
So what? So the game needs help? Is that what you're saying?
It's preseason. No, the game doesn't need help. I mean, if everybody's enjoying the game, why mess with it? Again, I have no problem with the restrictions that are placed while you're on the playing field, going one first down after another, driving down the field. But when you score a touchdown, it's end zone, it's touchdown. You've accomplished something. There's nothing wrong with seeing the salsa. There's nothing wrong with seeing Prime Time in the end zone doing his dance. There's nothing wrong with the icky shuffle, as boring as it was to me. All of that stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. If it's off a touchdown, the clock is stopping anyway. You got to go there and kick the extra point. Then after that, you got to change possessions. I mean, it's happening anyway. There's nothing wrong because a cumulative, just a culminating point rather has been reached. You're trying to get in the end zone. Mission accomplished. That's a celebration. First down, 3 yards, 5 yards rushing, a catch here or there, everybody getting up and celebrating as if they just won a championship. That's nonsense to me. That makes no sense. But there's nothing wrong with celebrating in the end zone.
Final question. Do you like to see one player taunt the other after scoring a touchdown?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Just for the record.
Stephen
But
A.
I don't consider the dance. I don't consider Prime Time or Victor Cruz doing the salsa. I don't consider that taunting another player.
Stephen A., what does Aaron Rodgers do? What's his celebration?
He doesn't need to do anything, really. He does what he wants to do. Sometimes he just pumps his fist and he just does it like that or whatever. Who knows?
It's the discount double check. You're supposed to know that because you love him, Stephen A. You're supposed to know that.
Well, I'm just saying, I could care less.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I didn't like the commercial. I always thought it was a stupid little commercial with that kid with the cheese head on his head. Discount double check. Oh, please.
Well, he may not be
Move
doing
on. Let's go to another
any
commercial.
of those anymore because guess what? One by one, injuries are taking out the Packers offense. We may not see any discount double check coming up. We talk about